Okay, so the topic for this little video is leaky gut and food sensitivities and allergies, or late onset food sensitivities or allergies. Now, you will find a number of people go through life managing their symptoms of IBS or limiting certain foods which they identify as acting as triggers to set off symptoms they may have, whether it be cramping, whether it be wind, whether it be constipation or diarrhea, rather than looking for why their system is responding, or maybe unable to find out why their system is responding to these certain foods. Now, I think I've said in a previous video that foods themselves are very rarely the sole issue. Instead, what they are is they are triggers, and that is they just set things off because of an underlying issue. Now, there is a lot of or a number of misconceptions surrounding leaky gut, or to give it its proper name, increased intestinal permeability. Some people say it doesn't exist, some people are convinced it does. However, what seems to be apparent is when someone has digestive issues, IBS, which may develop further, or autoimmune issues, is they can often develop food sensitivities. And if they go to get testing, because they find it difficult to identify what these triggers are when they're actually eating them, they go and get tested and they'll have an allergy test done, and they'll come back with having had a reaction to X, Y, and Z, and they'll say they're allergic. Now, in my mind, in the majority of these cases, these are not true allergies. They are a response by the immune system to something that you're eating, and it's just hypersensitive to it. And the reason for this is if your gut lining is damaged, which has a number of mechanisms that can cause it. We could be talking stress, we could be talking antibiotic, we could be talking long-term oral steroid use, we could be talking a high sugar diet, lots of fizzy drinks, are among the most common reasons. But if that happens, your gut wall can become more permeable, more porous, and start letting through things which shouldn't be let through. Now, a good analogy for this is, imagine if your gut lining is happy, imagine a bouncer on the door of a pub. He's got one doorway to handle with people coming in and out. That's fine. Yeah, you're fine, I can let you in. Yeah, you're fine, I can let you in. No, you're not coming through. We don't want you in here. You're, I don't know, playing up. And that's kind of how your gut should work when it is behaving, when it's able to perform its role properly and is in the state to do so. However, if it's the case that, imagine that bouncer now has 5 doorways to attend just by himself, you're going to get people in the pub there that the bar staff don't want in there because, I don't know, maybe they're too drunk, maybe they're causing issues, maybe they're starting fights. And then obviously that causes more issues inside the pub itself. And that's kind of what happens to the digestive system, is if things get through your gut wall into your bloodstream, which shouldn't be there, then you have to create an immune response to get on top of it, because those things should simply not be there. So your body treats them as a threat. Makes sense, right? And this is why people develop sensitivities to gluten is a common one, or dairy is a common one. And then let's say the person has a gluten intolerance, so they cut out gluten, and that's all well and fine. And then a couple of years later, they have a sensitivity to dairy or particular types of dairy, so they cut out that. And then they cut out X, Y, and Z, and suddenly they're cutting out 20 different things. And these things are simply just triggers. They're not true allergies, in the sense that, of course, the body's going to react to them in an allergic fashion because that is an immune response to combat something which is somewhere in the body where it shouldn't be. And what these people need to do is, rather than just cutting out the food which are triggers, they need to start addressing why their gut lining is damaged. And if they start repairing their gut lining, then it's effectively making that doorway, or making the number of doorways that the bouncer needs to keep on top of, smaller again. If he's only got 3 to keep on top of rather than 5, then you're going to have fewer flare-ups. If you can kind of get that to 1, then you'll have fewer flare-ups again. You can start adding back in these foods which previously were triggers, which now are fine because you're not absorbing things or trying to absorb things, or things aren't getting to where they shouldn't be going. It's a normal response. Now, the best way... fuck off.